Hello everyone, I'm Tatiana Thompson. Welcome back to Brome Bird News. This is episode 45. Backyard feeding on this episode is more of a reminder of what's happening. We'll start with the great backyard bird count, which will be taking place from the 16th to the 19th of February. The whole world will be counting birds. All you have to do is count birds for 15 minutes on any of those 4 days and log them with eBird. I'll post all the links in our forum. Nesting season is just around the corner, especially if you live in the south. So if you want the birds to nest on your property and you live in southern states, make sure you put up your nesting boxes by mid-February. Here in the north, it's a little bit later. It's more of a mid-March. What I wanted to share with you on this episode is a wonderful website by Cornell. It's called Nestwatch. They have an incredible interactive game where you can punch your area and your habitats, and they will tell you which birds nest in your area and which birds are declining and they need your help with nesting. For example, I found out that American robins and barn swallows are in decline in my area, so I went and I bought these things for them. This is for American robins and this is for barn swallows. I will be installing these later on. So take a couple of minutes and visit Nestwatch to learn what's happening in your area. A few days ago, we found this poster on Facebook. It made me think and wonder how many people are still using poison to get rid of rodents. We never have, and the times when we found mice in our house, we found peaceful ways to remove them. Basically, prevention is your best cure. If you find rodents in your house, it means that they found a way to get in. So please do a regular inspection of your house to find holes or cracks that help the rodents to get in. Use metal or steel wool to patch them up. Make sure that all the food that's attractive to rodents is sealed. As for rats, keep the lids of your toilets closed. They've been known to go up the pipes. And for the outside, make sure to clean under your bird feeders on a regular basis and stay away from cracked corn and millet. Roy Nickel would like to know if birds have special skills or feathers that help them survive during extremely cold temperatures.
Hi, Roy. Actually, birds have an amazing number of behavioral and physiological adaptations for surviving the coldest of conditions. It's got a lot to do with their most unique feature, feathers. If you're looking for natural lightweight insulation, you cannot find better than bird feather coats. Just like we throw on extra clothing to combat winter cold, some birds enhance their insulation from feathers by molting into fresh, thick plumage. Some sparrows that spend their winters in chilly areas actually increase their plumage weight by as much as 70% from summer to winter. They also fluff out their feathers to create warm air pockets to increase the insulation value of their plumages. And here's another trick we humans can't do. At nighttime, especially in extremely cold weather, birds can lower their body temperature a few degrees to conserve energy. And when a bird becomes cold, it can tense its breast muscles and begin to shiver to generate body heat. In really cold wintry weather, birds favor sheltered or wind-protected areas in both feeding and roosting locations, and waterfowl often tuck their heads into their armpits. So don't worry about the birds in winter. Nature has provided them with an array of adaptations. After all, if they couldn't handle it, they wouldn't stay, right?
Last year, I shared a story about the alele, the Hawaiian crow that have been extinct in the wild since 2002. The alele is considered to be one of the smartest crows in the world, and it proved it by building and then using tools to solve puzzles that scientists had put together. The remaining birds in captivity have been part of the breeding program, and in the past year, some of them have been released into the wild. Unfortunately, that first batch didn't do so well in the wild because they had never had any older generations to teach them how to survive in the wild. So scientists had to quickly remove them from the forest and bring them back into captivity. A special course was studied to show them which predators to avoid and which foods to forage for. Well, of course, the crows are so smart, it took them no time to learn. And now, for the first time in 16 years, the alale is back in the wild. Continuing on a positive note, there are 2 other species of bird that are doing just great, thanks to all the work that scientists have done. The first one is the Japanese crested ibis. In 2008, there were 10 of them released into the wild, and now there are up to 290 birds. And the second one is the Seychelles warbler. At one point, there were only about 26 of them left, and now there are over 3,000 birds in the wild. So you see, not all hope is lost. In the UK, the RSPB had a wonderful idea to turn 50 unused quarries into nature reserves, particularly bird habitats. The project was started in 2010 and was only supposed to finish in 2020, but the rejuvenation went so well that the project finished 2 years earlier. So now there are 2,200 acres of damaged land that's been brought back to natural habitat. If they can do it in a country the size of the UK, imagine what can be done here in North America. Vladimir Putin seems to be in the news all the time. I tend to ignore it, except this one. Apparently, the Russian president is so concerned with his privacy that he now has golden eagles being trained to take down drones that routinely show up around the Kremlin. This is something that has been tried by the French and the Dutch, but the projects were shut down due to the cost. This doesn't seem to be an issue for Putin because the Kremlin also has anti-drone guns that can hit a target from 1.6 miles to 2 kilometers away. Well, this is it for today. Don't forget to vote on the beautiful pictures of birds in the winter that we have in our photo contest this month. And also visit our forum to find all the links to the great backyard bird counts and Nestwatch. Have a wonderful week, everyone.